Hello, I'm David.
And I'm Lucy.
Welcome to another Tudor Cameo episode in our special sub-series, Kings of Naples. These very short episodes...
What joy.
These very short episodes will be slotted between our regular ones, and will cover those characters who made a fleeting yet tantalising appearance in other episodes, or, in this case, got mentioned at the end in a, hang on, are we sure we're not done with them yet kind of way.
He finishes it off nicely.
We don't always have a lot of information about them, so they can't have a full episode on their own, but they're too interesting to abandon completely, and they help fill in the gaps and enable us to create as full a picture of the era as we can. And today...
King Frederick of Naples.
Frederick. Now,
Frederick.
Like we said last time, not your first thought for a Spanish name. So,
Italian.
Well, Italian, Spanish, you know.
He is Spanish. Oh, gosh, you've got me at it now. He is Italian. But his godfather was the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick. And you get named after your godfather.
That's fair. Oh, wait.
Yeah, think of all those John Pastons.
Yes, oh no. Too many. Now does this mean that he's very much in Frederick's camp? Although, anyone can be your godfather sometimes, it seems.
I don't think he had enough time to help Frederick out, with his various battles, mainly against Martin. I always want to call him Matthias Corvinus. I think he had enough going on at home to be worrying about. He's the son of Ferrante, brother of Alfonso, and uncle of Ferentino, just to get our bearings. Mm-hmm. So let's see where it all went wrong. This isn't where it went wrong. He was born on the 19th of April, 1452. We leap 12 years, 1464. He was sent to pick up Ippolita Sforza from Milan to bring her back to Naples to marry his brother Alfonso. He had an interesting trip. He stopped off at Rome, where the Pope gave him a golden rose. Then he went to Florence, where he was welcomed by Lorenzo the Magnificent. So it's quite heady stuff for a 12-year-old.
Yes. And also, what is this about them always sending their kid brothers to pick up their wives? I mean, it's like Henry VIII for the 10-year-old picking up Catherine of Aragon.
This little kid comes up and she probably says, could you step aside, please? I'm waiting for the prince. As we heard in Alfonso's episode, they had just set off on their homeward journey from Milan when news reached them that King Ferrante had killed Ippolita's brother-in-law, and the marriage was teetering before it had even started. So luckily the Milanese were very forgiving, and they were able to continue on their way. From the age of 12 to 21, Frederick was lieutenant of the King of Naples, which mainly involved meet and greet and tax collecting, sort of nitty-gritty of government type stuff. Possibly he was helping out Emperor Frederick at this time, but I didn't find any mention of it. He was too busy meeting and greeting. Yes. In 1470, Frederick joined Mary of Burgundy's massive line of potential suitors.
Well, when you're called Mary the Rich.
Yes. Yes, don't give it away. I wonder if any of these suitors knew about the others, or whether Charles the Bold just kept saying, no, you're the only one, you're the only one. This all seemed to be going okay, but then suddenly they heard that Mary had been betrothed to Nicholas of Lorraine, and he was a rival claimant to the throne of Naples, so it couldn't have been worse.
Oh, yes.
And yet, 2 ambassadors turned up in Naples and said it was all okay, Charles the Bold favoured Frederick. That whole Nicholas of Lorraine thing was just a flash in the pan. And they left a couple of teachers so that Frederick could learn French in readiness for his impending nuptials.
Yes. It's all right. She's definitely not marrying Frederick of Lorraine. I mean, it's true. Definitely not marrying him.
Yeah, you wonder how many teachers have been strewn across Europe. No, don't worry, you're the only one. You're the only one. Here, I've left you some teachers. Maybe he was just very keen that everyone in Europe should learn French. Ferrante was determined that this marriage should go ahead. It was too good a chance to miss. As we know, they hadn't got any money, and Mary had, as you point out. In November 1474, Frederick's brother Alfonso was sent as ambassador to Burgundy. So they got one of the family in the Burgundian court to make sure that Frederick couldn't be overlooked. Meanwhile, Frederick seems to have mooched around Italy, being welcomed by heads of state in Rome, Urbino and Ferrara, just waiting for the call to come to Burgundy and marry Mary. And some of the people he met along the way seem to have been surprised that he was to marry Mary. Presumably they'd heard other stories from other potential suitors saying, yeah, I'm just waiting for the call.
Well, at least Mary existed. It's not like these fictional Spanish princesses they are promising James of Scotland.
Yeah, she was definitely there. Eventually he was able to go to the court of Burgundy as Master of Arms and Archery for the Milanese court. And he was also under instructions from his father to take Charles all the paraphernalia of the Order of the Ermine. So, thinking that should swing it. Yes. The marriage is pretty much in the bag now. As it was, neither Frederick nor Nicholas of Lorraine married Mary. Maximilian was the lucky man. We will be doing an episode on all Mary's suitors, and there were a lot of them.
Gosh.
Her father just seems to have touted her around. Frederick married Anne of Savoy, and the happy couple lived at the court of her uncle Louis XI of France. Apparently Anne's mother Yolande ruled Savoy because her father suffered from epilepsy. Must have had frequent fits if he literally couldn't rule.
Mind you, I mean, I suppose if he was an epileptic at the time, there would have been a lot of questions of his ability even when he wasn't suffering fits. There was... Or maybe Yolande, said, "Oh yes, no, really." He's going, "I feel fine." No, you I'll deal with this.
You have a sit down. Her father was called Amadeus, quite gratifyingly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, did you like Anne?
Oh dear. I was just starting to get to know her.
Yeah, she died in 1480, probably in childbirth. Dame Frederick later married Isabella of Balzo, and she was the daughter of Piero, Prince of Altamura, who then died in prison after he fought against King Ferrante in the conspiracy of the barons. And I did a bit of cross-referencing here. I'm pretty sure he was one of the prisoners that Ferrante kept feeding even after they were dead, so no one would know.
I suppose that might explain it if, his daughter-in-law is going, "So, how's Dad doing? Oh, he's... Look at everything he's eating. Oh, he's doing fine."
Well, all this was quite handy for Frederick because, of course, he's the son-in-law. He got all of Piero's lands.
Yes.
Almost as if it had been set up. 1485, that's a date to remember, Frederick was made Prince of Squillace, a title later to be held by little Geoffrey Borgia. Then, in 1494, all hell broke loose as Charles VIII and his merry band of syphilitic men marched down through Italy. As we've seen, Ferrante died in the nick of time. His son Alfonso gave it a go, panicked, and then threw the crown to his son, Ferentino. But Ferentino was forced to flee to Ischia. Frederick, who was Ferentino's uncle, came to Charles to say, would it be all right if his nephew kept the title of King of Naples, please? And Charles said, well, not really, because he wanted to be King of Naples. That had pretty much been the point of the whole escapade.
Yes. We're not just on holiday.
Yes, it seemed like
yes.
it. But if Ferentino cared to come to France, he would be given a pension of 60,000 livres a year, the command of some gendarmes, and a suitable marriage alliance.
I know this isn't the image I should have in my head, but, when you're singing, the control of some gendarmes are going, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in.
I haven't seen Inspector Clouseau. Frederick said he'd talk to Ferentino about the offer and would get back to Charles. Charles didn't see him again, and soon after Ferentino died of malaria. I think Ferentino presumably was married at this point, so the suitable marriage alliance wasn't much use to him. Frederick was crowned on the 26th of June, 1497, which must have been something of a poison chalice in the circumstances. He must have been thinking, don't die, don't... Oh, no! He might have thought he was out of the woods since Charles and most of his forces marched back to France. But then, Louis XII decided to try his hand at getting Naples.
Oh.
Luckily for Frederick, his cousin was Ferdinand of Aragon, so he was able to ask for his help in getting Louis and the French out, which Ferdinand did, out of the goodness of his heart.
Oh, yes.
But then he said, actually, now we're here, I think I'll be keeping Naples. And Frederick was out.
It's like after all these people, going, so don't trust the French, don't bring in the French. Oh, but we're essentially Aragonese, aren't we? And Ferdinand has said, yes, and that means essentially you're my subjects. Hand it over.
Well, yeah, Ferdinand already had Sicily. So, yeah, annexing Naples, good move. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once he's got the top bit for his grandson, he can start working his way in from either end. All good. Frederick had to rely on the kindness of Louis XII, who gave him a pension of £30,000. You never know, Lee for a ducats, pounds, these things seem to become entirely random.
Gave him a lot.
And the Duchy of Anjou. So I don't think we can say he lived in misery and grinding poverty for the rest of his life. He did okay. But he had lost the territory of Naples. And this must have been particularly galling, since he lost it to his own side and not the French.
Yes.
That must have been something, it never occurred to him that his own side would take it. Maybe Frederick and Louis were able to commiserate with each other. I know he's horrible, isn't he, that Ferdinand? I hate him.
Have I got mixed up? Was the title King of Jerusalem also floating around in this family at this point? Am I remember?
Yes.
Because, of course, it was the Dukes of Anjou who also held that title as well. So it's like, well, look, you've got one useless title. You might as well have another useless title to kind of combine them together. It's neater that way.
Yes. Well, we will find out what happens to the King of Jerusalem. In 1500, Ferdinand and Louis signed the Treaty of Granada, agreeing to partition Naples between them. And this was a secret agreement. The only other person who knew was Pope Alexander. And he probably thought, if it stops foreign troops marauding around Italy, that's fine by me.
Yes.
What I couldn't initially work out was what was in it for Ferdinand of Aragon, because he'd already taken Naples. Surely he didn't need to share it. But Louis XII had just taken back Milan. He had a large army not so very far from Naples. Ferdinand wasn't ready for battle, and so he didn't think he'd win. So it's far better to have part of Naples without war than risking losing it all.
Yes.
And the plan was that Louis XII would receive Naples, the city of Naples, Terra di Lavoro and Abruzzo, and the titles King of Jerusalem and King of Naples. Ferdinand of Aragon would become Duke of Apulia and Duke of Calabria. I think Louis's done better, really, from the sound of it. Yeah. But, obviously, Ferdinand wouldn't be Ferdinand if he hadn't thought a few moves ahead. As with all these treaties, they aren't binding.
No.
He was just buying time until he was ready to fight. And Frederick is still officially King of Naples, even though it seems to have been handed backwards and forwards between Ferdinand and Louis. It's not theirs, it's still his. Ferdinand might have taken the territory, he can't take the title. So Frederick had thrown himself on the mercy of France, since presumably he had no love for his cousin anymore. So Frederick was a bit of a problem for Ferdinand. This partition arrangement only lasted a year. Louis invaded and took Naples with Frederick's help. But now Frederick had to negotiate with Louis. It's never mooted that, there you go, Frederick, have it back. We all know it's yours. In return for the county of Maine and a pension, he forfeited his right to Naples. So again, someone has helped him get Naples back, only to stab him in the back. And so that is the end of the Aragonese dynasty in Naples. And Frederick died in Tours in 1504, and poor Isabella and the children were left in really dire straits. Presumably the pension didn't carry on for her because she had to leave France, and she found protection in Ferrara with Frederick's nephew Alfonso d'Este and Lucretia Borgia. It all joins up.
Yes.
That's the gratifying thing about it.
And again, another nice moment where, someone is really pleased to see Lucretia Borgia, and it's like...
Yes. We've found nothing but nice things about Lucretia.
She's lovely.
Lovely lady. Isabella d'Este, on the other hand. Poor Isabella, had to rely on charity, and she lived in poverty. I don't know if that's real poverty or genteel noblewoman poverty. But she did petition the Pope to get him to support her daughters. And she never remarried and died in 1526. And she appears in Castiglione's Book of the Courtier as an example of fortitude.
I mean, that's good, but also it's not what you want, is it? You know, what's
No,
my,
you don't.
my defining feature? I endure.
Yes.
No, I was thinking, after that year of partition, you know, the olive farmer was almost there. Almost got to the... By the way, I just after the last episode, to say, yes, I do know, because I'm sure someone will have pointed it out, that you don't plant olives afresh every year, necessarily. It's just, it was more a question of doing the preparation. I couldn't think of what you do. Maybe do you coppice the olive trees? I'm not a farmer. Just...
No, he's just very keen. Planting like the clappers all over Naples. It's just unfortunate for Frederick, that he's forced to call people in to help him take Naples, and both of the people he called then tried to relieve him of his right to the place. I think he's a victim of circumstance rather than any failing in himself. And we've gone through the last 4 kings of the Aragonese line in Naples. They've got progressively saner.
Yes, Frederick seems pretty normal, to be honest, just left in such a dreadful situation.
Yes, I felt we couldn't really fault him. He did what he had to do. And it's always so difficult. If you're the last of the dynasty, you're the one that was there when it failed. It's a bit like Constantine the 11th in Constantinople. Yeah. I mean, he did his utmost.
Really did.
But he was the last.
Yes.
Yeah, I just felt with poor Frederick, he did okay. It's just a pity it all fell to pieces. He was between 2 extremely ruthless people.
Are there any non-ruthless leaders around in Europe at that point? Or at least near enough to help him out? I mean, I don't know if maybe he could ask the King of Denmark. Whoever he was at this point.
Yes, oh, lovely. Well, Naples is between the Aragonese and the French. It's been like that ever since Joanna of Naples messed things up by choosing both of them. So both of them had a go at it and stabbed poor Frederick in the back, and so there's no one to turn to anymore, is there? I mean, you've got the 2 that reckon they have a right to it, and both of them have said, all right, sling your hook, you're not needed anymore. I felt sorry for the man, really. Yeah.
Yes.
Not a lot he could do. Mind you, he did live with a nice pension in France,
Yes.
so worse things could have happened. Just ask Isabella
Well, yes.
on her fortitude.
Oh, dear. And so there we are. That is the story of Naples in this period.
Yes.
And,
Yes. Well, it's gone. And we will be hearing more about it next season.
Yeah.
It won't go away.
No.
Sadly. I wish it would, but it won't. Every time we go back to Italy, I think, okay, right, here we go.
You wouldn't be a port, would you, in this era? It's just put me somewhere right in the middle of a landmass, please.
Yes. But then you find they've divided it straight down your olive grove. No. So there we are. That's Frederick, and a proper time for a cameo for once.
Yes.
This is about the length of time we envisaged them being.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it really was just Ferrante that went on into epic proportions.
Yes, but when you've got a man with a museum of his own, you know, you've got to cover him full.
Oh.
So thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this sort of little mini Rexipod series on all the Aragonese kings of Naples, and we'll be probably back to England next week. So.
I think we might be. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that'd make a nice change. Yeah.
Yes.
We thought it was going to be mainly England with a bit of foreign. It's mainly foreign with a bit of England. But there we are.
It's just so interesting. And if Henry VII would just get involved a bit more, I mean, at least that's one thing you can't fault Henry VIII. He wanted to get stuck in.
He did. I admire Henry VII for not doing anything,
Quite.
for just saying, no, I'm just staying here. I'm just staying here and worrying about pretenders.
Yes.
I'm not worrying about
No.
them, because I'm not bothered.
No, definitely not.
Not bothered.
And so, yes, see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.